Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. It feels so good to be here, and in this tutorial this is what we're going to be building, and this is basically a continuation from the last video where we had to cleanse and transform our data set in Python. If you saw that video, you would see how we went through all of that and we saved the transformed data set. Now we're going to be pushing it over to Power BI in order to build this beautiful dashboard and see what and see few insights from this data. Okay, if you're seeing this video before the transformation video, you can tag along because I already have the transform data set in the description box below. But if you'd like to follow through from the beginning up onto this point, the link to the previous video that links to this one is in the description box below. So you might want to check out the cleansing and transformation in Python that led to this transform data set, which we're going to be using to work on this video. All right, guys, let's head over to Power BI. Do not forget, guys, this is what we are looking to achieve. Okay, this visual here, and this is just because our data set is 2021. We just want to take a summary look of everything that happened in 2021. Okay, so let us open a new Power BI sheet. And now, first things first is to go get that data that we transformed in Python. Okay, and if you did not follow through, it's fine. Just get the data from the description box below and walk through with this project. Okay, so I'm going to come here and get my CSV. And now this is what our data set looks like. We have quite some transformation to do, but let us first load it in. And now we have 28,700 and something rows in our data. So now what we want to do now is to build the structure of this dashboard. So first things first, we'll just come here and make this a lot larger. So come to Canvas settings. We're going to make this custom, so we get to put whatever we want there. So I'll make this 2000 and I would make this 3000. Now you can see it's a lot larger. The next thing I want to do is to change the background color. Okay, for our background color, we're just going to come here, come to Canvas background, and we're going to get this color. Let me just put this in. We're going to get this color and we're going to make this, reduce this transparency to say 20, and this is the color that we have. Okay, so the next thing is to come to insert, go get a rounded rectangle, and we're going to put this. So you already saw the shape we're going for. Now we're going to make the rounded corners a lot smaller. So let's format the color. Come to style, come here, let's choose this color. Turn off the border, definitely. I want this a bit more rounded. The next thing I want to do now is to copy and paste this, but I'm just going to use it for this particular one. So watch, I'm just going to push this all the way here. I need this to cover the rounded part. The next thing we're going to do is to give this a color, a nice color to differentiate it. Okay, so we're going to go to style, come to color. I'm just going to go to more color and put my hex code. And this is the color that we want. So I'm just going to get this, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. I'll put this in here. So coming back to style, I'm just going to make this a bit transparent. Let's go give this a shadow so it stands, out a bit. And you can see that this shadow is in the bottom right. So I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to make it to what goes into dashboard designing is a lot. So now the second one, I'm going to put the second one in the bottom left. So it's rounded, it's whole in a way. So it gives it this elevated look. So the next thing we're going to do is to do the same thing for the remaining 3. So I'm just going to come here and I would copy and paste. I'm going to have to push this here. Copy and paste again for the second part. So now let's format these colors. I'm going to come to this one, come to style, and paste the hex code. And this is the hex code. I'm also going to come here and do the same thing. This is already our hex code. So let's format the color. And I'm going to paste my hex code, remove the transparency, come to the second one. I'm also going to go to the shadow and place the shadow at the bottom left. Okay, so I'm just going to push this in. This is for our most sold products and least sold products. So let's format the color and use white. And we're going to make this transparency like 60 something. Okay, so this is good. Next thing, we want to go and get the shadow, which is at the bottom left. So I'm going to copy this and paste it again. And I'm just going to put the second shadow at the bottom right. So I want that elevated look for this dashboard. Copy and paste again and get our next one. This is where our order line is going to be, and the last copy and paste, this is where our month is going to be. The only thing here is that this is going to be white, so let's remove this transparency, and also this is going to be white. The next thing we want to do is to also come and paste this. So we're just going to come here. So this is what we have, guys. The next thing we want to do now is to write our DAX measures and start imputing these values into the structures. Let's go. To start writing our DAX measures, we want to first create something called our measures table, just where we're going to put all our measures so everything looks, clean. We're going to come to home. We're going to go to enter data. And we'll just name this data what? Measures table, and load it in. Now we have our measures table here. So every DAX measure we want to write, we'll have to write it inside here. Let us go into our Power Query editor so we can transform certain things and make, and do some calculations there that would help us in writing our DAX measures. Okay, so for that, we're just going to hit the transform data here, and this takes us to the Power Query editor where cleansing, transformation, manipulation can be done in our data set. Okay, so now we have this. So the other thing is that you also have to study your data because it's going to be useful. Now, normally you're going to do unit price times the quantity that was sold for you to get the actual sales price. But if we take a good look at this data set all the way, we are going to find that every quantity is one. So every single row was one sale that was made or one order that was placed. So we're just going to come to add column here, and we're going to get the custom column. So for this custom column, we're just going to name it the sale price. And what do we want to see? Basically, what we want is the quantity times. So click on insert times. What are we timesing it with? The unit price. So click on insert, and there we'll have it. Now we can still say sale price is this, and we have to change this type, the data type, because it's showing both text and whole number, which it should not be, because this is actually even a decimal number. So we're going to change that. Where is this? So now we have our sales price. The next thing we want to get is our profit. So let's get the tax. Let's get the tax, and we're just going to do quantity. Oh, that was a mistake, sorry. Come to edit. So quantity times tax amount, insert, and then okay. So let us change the data type to feet to decimal place, because that is what it is. And then the next thing we want to do now is to get the profit, which is the sale price minus the tax. So now I'm going to come and create the last column and call that my profits. And what I want for my profit is my sale price, insert that, minus my tax, which is going to definitely tell me how much I have in profit. And as you can see, this is my profit. And I'm just going to change this type to a decimal place, because that is what it is. So lastly, I want to get the month name. Remember, we changed this in our Python when we're doing the data transformation, but we have just the month in terms of the number, which is 1 is January and all of that. So I want to actually get the name. So for that, I'm just going to come to order date here, and I will go to my date and go to month, and I will just get the name of month right here. So we're going to see this at the end. But because this month is from January to December, and for space constraint, we might have to extract the first 3 characters. So go to your transform. So whatever transformation will be happening in this column and not in another column. So I'm just going to hit on this month name here, come to extract, and I want to extract the first 3 characters of this so I can work with that. And okay, now I have the first 3 characters. All right, so I think this is all we want to do here. Now we're going to go to home, we're going to close and apply. So Power BI is doing its thing. Now, once you have worked on anything that has to do with dates, you have to go and sort the columns. And I'm here thinking if I should allow you guys see the error first before I solve it, so you will understand why that is being solved. I think I'll go with that. All right. So the next thing now is to come here and write the DAX measure. For the 3 DAX measure, which we're going to be needing for these 3 containers here, which is the total sales, total profit, and total quantity. So let's hit here. Let's go on new measure. And total sales. We want to get the sum. We want to get the sum of our sale price. Don't forget the one we did in our Power Query. Great. So our next DAX measure is to get our total profits. The sum again of profits. So close the brackets and hit enter. Now the last one we want to get is for quantity. And what we're just going to do is total quantity or quantity ordered. So we're going to say the sum of the quantity, because we have a column for quantity. Now, if you don't want to use sum of quantity, you can also use count rows. And why we're using count rows is because we are sure that every row has just one quantity. In a situation whereby you're not sure every row has just one quantity, please use sum. Now we have the 3 of them. So what we're going to do now is just to come here and get a card. We're using the normal card. And then we're going to put in the total profit. not profits. This should be total sales. The next thing we want to do is to use the dollar sign to format it because that is the currency. So now let us quickly format all of this. So formatting it, we'll come here and make this 25 so it is more visible. Let's see what 30 looks like. Not bad. Let's go to the call out value and make this 60. Then the next thing is to come to general and turn off the background. So we're also going to have to come back to visual and make this white so it pops out. Come to the label and make it white as well. And we're just going to push this upwards because we have something else that will be down here. So let's copy and paste this for the remaining two so we don't have to format a lot. Now for this one, we're looking for the total profit, right? So I'm just going to remove this and click on here for total profit. And what we're just going to do is to format it using the dollar sign. Great. And for this last one, what we're looking at is the quantity. We want to know how many orders we've had. So I'm going to turn off this one and I will turn on this. And you can see we've had 29. Okay, this is approximated. So let us come here and let's put it to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is our quantity ordered. The next thing we want to see is we want to, put the mini graphs in here. So for that, we're just going to get the area chart. And for our area chart, we want to see the total sale first, the total sale by the month. So where's the month name? Now, this is the problem I said I wanted you people to see before we go solve it. So it's good to know the problem so you understand why this thing it needs to be done, right? So let us increase the value size so you get to see it. Now you can see the way this is. This is not right. It's from November, December, October, September. It is not arranged properly, right? We should be having January, February, March, and all of that. So in order for this thing to come out arranged, we need to go and sort the columns in the table view. So that was what I wanted to do, but I decided you people have to see the error before we go solve it so you understand why I am doing that. So let us go to our table view now. We're going to go to the transform data, and now we're going to take a look at the month name. This is what concerns us. So when you come to the month name, hit on it and then come to sort by columns. And we want to sort this month name by our month, which is basically like month number, okay? So this has been sorted. Great. Let us go back to our report view. And now we're going to do this again. So let's delete this and get it again. Our area chart. We're getting the total sales by the month name. And let us format this so we can see it properly. Okay, now we can see this is January, February, March. In fact, this is exactly how it should be. So now you understand what this is and why we had to do what we did, okay? So we're going to duplicate this. This is also what will be here. So let's just put this in here now, and we're going to come format it later on. So for this one, let us format this so that we can put it in here. Okay, so I'm just going to come here to format your visual. Because it's going to be entering here, we don't need all of this. Honestly, we don't even have space for everything, and we don't need it actually. So we're going to turn off the value and turn off the title, and also for the y-axis, we're going to turn off the value and the title as well. And then we're going to come to general and turn off the title. And we are now going to, clean this up. So Let us come to visual. Let us go to our lines. We want to make this smooth. Then we're going to come to our color, and we're going to give it this color we have right here. So let's come to more colors. I have the hex code I want. I want something that is close to this color, right? So this is it. And then I'm just going to make the shade a bit more transparent, and we'll push this in, and then come to general and make the background transparent so this can enter inside here nicely. We're just going to copy and paste this for the remaining two, although we're going to be making some changes as well. So for this, let us change the color. Come to visual, come to the color, and we're just going to make the color what? White. I'm going to change the color of this last one. Come to format. I'll make this color a bit yellow because I want that pop. So this is the yellow I want. So the next thing we want to look at, since we already have this one, let us take a look at the summary of our sales by month in the year 2021. So we're just going to have to format this the same way. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to add the total sales because we want to see both the profit and the sales. So the sale is just going to come down here. Now let us format this. Come to lines. Let's make it smooth. Okay, great. Let us go to our x-axis and turn off the title. Come to, make this 20. Come to our y-axis and do the same thing. Turn off the title. Come to our legend and put the legend in the center. Great. Then we're also going to increase the values, increase the size for our legend and say 20. Now we can see it better. Let's go to the grid lines. So the grid line, we want it to be, a bit visible. Since we're not turning on data label, so it's a bit visible, so everybody can see it, can trace it and see it. Now the next thing we want to do is to format the color. In order to format the color, we're just going to come to colors here to give the total profit this, and I'm going to give the total sale this color. Right. So let's see what our shade area looks like. This is not bad. The next thing we want to do is to work on the title. So come to general, come to title. Let's just say sale and profit by month. And we're just going to make this what? 25. So everybody sees it. Still looks small. All right. We're going to put this in the middle. So let's align this in the middle. Then the last thing I want to do here is to come to visual, come to add data to your visual, and I'm just going to rename this so that I don't see total sale, total profit. I just want to see sale and profit. Okay. Remove this, hit enter. So now I get to see sale and profit, and this is done. Now, if we remember, what we have here is everything by sale, as you can see here. And what we're supposed to be looking out for is for profit. We've done for sale here. We're supposed to do for profit and for quantity here. So let us remove, let's go get profit, and let us remove sale. Okay, so we're just going to have to change the color. And our color was white. Yeah, so this one, for this one, we're going back to the quantity. So I'm just going to remove total sale and I'm going to put quantity ordered, and look at the shape, look at the chart. So we're just going to come here, come back to line and get the color that we used, which is this bright yellow, and this is it. So the next thing we're going to do, let's just do this part, and this part is the sales order line. Now in this sales order line, we want to see the particular line that was used to make the most sales, the line that people actually called the most and where most sale transaction was processed from. So we're just going to get a bar chart. So let's bring that in here. And we're going to get our sales order line, but we want to see the sales order line by the total sales. So let me show you something and you would see the error, and then we'll go and change it. You can see this is not how it is supposed to be. It's supposed to bring out all the other lines and it's supposed to show us the sale that each line made, but that is not what we're seeing. And this is happening because of the data type. Okay, so let's go to our transform data and you will see what I'm talking about. So let's look at the sales order line. You can see that it is in a whole number, and as such, it cannot stay in the y-axis. Okay, so it's just going to keep coming out as sum or count or average or whatnot. But if we want this to come out in the y-axis, we have to, make it a text. But if you're still going to use this order line, like if you're working on any analysis and you're still going to need a particular column in a different data type, what you can do is to duplicate that column. So if you want to duplicate the column, just hit your right key here and you will see duplicate column. Okay, so you duplicate it and you still have it in that data type. Then you can decide to save it using that data type so you know. But in this one, I'm not going to need this in any other form. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is to come here and change the type to text. Now I have this as a text. So I'm going to come back here and close and apply. Great. So now you can see this is not, you can see that it is showing something is wrong, right? It's showing something is wrong because definitely there is nothing like sum for a text. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to move it up here and you will see the sales order line has shown. So let us format this by increasing the size of everything so we see it properly. Turn off the title, come to x-axis. We're going to turn off the title and the value because we're going to turn on data label. Of our data label, let us increase the value size. And we're going to make this 20. All right, great. So now we can see we are having 0.0m, 0.0m, but these numbers are in the thousands. But because this has been formatted to be in millions, we cannot see them because they are less than a million, right? Or they are less than 100,000 because this is 100,000, this is 100, this is 300. So because they are less than 100,000, we are seeing it as 0.0 million. So for us to work around that, what we're going to do is to come to display units and we're just going to say none. So we get to see everything the way it is. Now we can see all these long decimal places. We do not want that. So we're just going to come here and make the value of the decimal place 1, or we can even make it 0. So I think we'll go with this. But either make it 0 or make it 1. Now this is it. The next thing we want to do is to format this with the color. So let us come to our bar, come to the bar, come to the layout first of all, and we're going to make this a bit tiny. Let's put it at 50 in the middle. Okay, so now let us use our color here, properly formatted. So the last thing we want to do is to go to general and to, get our sales by sale order line. So if you're still watching this video, it means you're gaining value from it. Please take some time out to hit the subscribe button and also like the video so YouTube shows it to every other person. This is a way of encouraging me to keep making this beautiful content to help the data community, so we all learn together. We're going to align this in the middle, and this is what we've got. We're coming over to the last part. You can see we don't have a lot of things to do here. They're just doing a summary. So this last part, what we want to see is the least sold products and the most sold products in the year 2021. So for that, we're just going to come get a bar chart. So in this bar chart, we're just going to get the item, which are the products, and we're going to see them by the total sale. Okay, so this is what it does look like, but we want to do something. As you can see, there are just loads of them, and we just want to see the top sold and the least sold. But also the names, we want to have to put the names on top and not by the side here, so we can see all of these things properly. First of all, let us get the most sold products. For us to do that, let us do something. Let us format this so we can see it properly. So 20 and x-axis, we'll put 20. All right, so this is what our data looks like. As you can see, is a lot. So we want to have to put this label here on top, okay? So it looks a bit cleaner. So for that, we'll just have to come to our measures table and just get like a placeholder that we can use on this. I'm going to show you. So let's just put hold, and we're going to say or hold, and we're just going to put 0 in it. And then come here and put this, so it comes over here. We're just going to push this up, and now you see that this thing has given us space for us to write. If you look, if you saw the previous video, there was no space, but putting this placeholder here gives us space where we can put this item name in. So the next thing we want to do is actually to get the item name. So we're just going to come here to a new measure and get item name. Item name equals to, so we're going to use the selected value, and we're going to select the value we'll select is the item name from our data. So when we use that value, everything comes out. Great. So it's here already. What we want to do now is to come to our data, turn on the data label, come here. We want to get the hold, and for the hold, we're going to we're applying these settings to the hold series, because if you look, we have total sale and hold series. So we're applying the settings to hold, and if we come here, we're going to come to value, and rather than this hold, we want to see what's the item name. So we just want the item name to be up here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to increase the font to 20, as you can see them now, and then we're going to come here. We're going to come to format, come to y-axis, and turn off the title and the value. Okay, so we're still going to arrange that. We're going to arrange all of these points. Now is that we can see our data labels on top and not by the side. Okay, so it just gives us the luxury of space and luxury of neatness as well. So we're also going to come here and turn off the legend because we don't need that. Then we're going to come to our filter because we want to see the top one. We want to see the most sold product. So we're going to come to our filter, come to item, and we're going to filter based on what the top number, and we want to get the top one for the total sale. We're going to push this in here and apply filter, and this is the top one of the total sale. Can you see? So next is to come here, come to effect, and turn off this background so it eases in. But when we make it smaller so it enters, you're going to see you might not see all of this properly. Another thing is to come here and increase the data label. So we can actually decide to put the data label up, but let's just leave it here. Come to data label. Now the data label we want to work on is that of the total sales. So click on total sales, then come to value and make this 20 so we can see it properly. And if you want, you can leave it at 0.72 million. Also, if you want, you can decide to make the unit display as none so you see everything properly, and then you just remove the decimal places. So this is what it looks like. So last thing we want to do is come here, come to format your visual and turn off the x-axis because we already have our data label on. Then come to general, turn off the title. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to change this color to our green color, right? Then the next thing, I'm going to come back to here and go to all so that this layout can be activated, and I'm going to reduce the size of this a bit. So this is what we have. We're just going to push this in here. I'm going to copy and paste this. So I am watchful of how I am putting it because I also need to put least sold products and most sold products title here. For this one, we also have to come here and make this bottom one, not top one again, because this is for our least sold product. So bottom one by total sales, and look at what it gives us: racing socks large. So that is our bottom one. Now the next thing we want to do is to come and get a box. This text box is where we are going to write least sold products and most sold products. Align this in the middle. So I'm going to copy and paste this and take it up, and this will be for my most sold products. So what I'm going to do here is to just remove the background so it eases in, and also remove the background for this so it eases in as well. And now we're almost done. The next thing we want to do is we're just going to bring in the icon, the green arrow icon, showing that this was moving up, and the green and the red downwards looking arrow showing that this is going downward. So we're going to do that later on. I'm just going to do that because I have a detailed video showing you how to get the icons, right? So I'm going to be putting that in the description box below, and it's also going to be showing up here. So you see how to get your icons from Google, from Canva, and your logos and all of that. So the next thing I want to do now is to come here and just copy this and paste it. I'm going to bring it down here. I'm going to come to category label and reduce it a bit to say 20. Then call out value, make it 45. I'm coming here again to copy and paste and bring it here. And then I'm just going to put this and use this format painter on it so it reduces. And the last one I want to get is this. So the same thing, copy, paste, come here. So let me just arrange this. So the next thing I want to do is just put a bit of design. So I'm just going to come to insert, come to shapes, get this oval shape here, and make it tiny. When you make it tiny, you come to style, change it to probably this color, and you push it downwards all the way to this part, but it's going to be really tiny, not like this. You put it all the way to this part. So I'm just going to do that and show you. Now I've brought them in, and this is what it looks like. So the next thing we want to do is to bring in some slicers so that your stakeholders can look at everything that is happening by item and by month. Okay, so I'm just going to get the slicer, bring it here. I'm going to first put by item, and let us format this. I want my slicer to be a drop down. Great. And for the heading, I want us to be able to see it. So it's going to be written item. And also the value, I want it to be visible as well. All. But I want this to be in white. And also the item to be in white. Turn off the background. And this is what we want. So let's just push this a bit. So we're just going to copy and paste this and bring it down here. And for this, we want to see our month. Okay, so let us come here and get the month. So we're just going to come and rename this. Rather than month name, we just want to have month. Okay, so this is what we have. So the next thing we want to see are other pages that we can likely create in future, such as the sales review page, the tax review page, the profit review page. Do you get? So we're just going to bring in a text box and pull all of those. So these are the 3 pages we might likely want to see in future. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is we want to put a button here, and this button is what will navigate us to these pages. So this button is something we want to use to explore other pages. So we're just going to write explore report or explore dashboard on that button. So when we hit on that button, it takes us further down into the report. Like it takes us to see the page review, and we then see the profit review and tax review. Do you understand? So we want the option of that button to be here. Even though I'm not going to connect or activate the button, because I am not creating the sales review page or the profit review page, I want you to know that this is an option that is out there. So this is something you can do. If eventually you want to create all of these pages, you can definitely use that button to navigate through. Okay, so let me show you how to create that. Come to your shape, and rather come to your button. You can use any of this. You can use the back, the information, the blank. You can use anyone, but let's just use back, and you're going to see it here. So just bring it. So just bring it here. And now we're just going to come to style. Turn the text on. We want to get to the icon first of all, and we don't want the icon to be banked to the back. We want it to actually be blank. So now we can't see anything. So we have the luxury of writing whatever it is we want there. So we're just going to write explore reports, or you can write explore dashboard, or whatever it is you want. But dashboard is just an overview, right? And a one-page overview of what the main report is. Report is more detailed with more pages, showing a lot more things in details. Okay, so let's put this at 20 and see. All right, this works. So for this now, let us walk around that. So we're going to use the fill, and we want the fill color to be this yellow here, so it pops, and we're removing all transparency. We're going to turn off the border line. We're going to give it some shadow, and then we're going to come to the shape and make it rounded. Okay, come back to this and make this black so we get to see this pop out well. Okay, great. So I'm just going to push this here so it stays there. Now, what this explore button can do for you is you can see your action is turned on. Sometimes you can make it turned off, but other times you can turn it on. So when you turn it on, you come to the action. Now, if you have created other pages for this, you can come here and decide to navigate to a page. So you put your action as page navigation, then your destination will definitely be the next page that you want it to go to. Maybe it's the sales review page, but you must have named a new page after it. So when you come here, you're going to see the new page and you're going to click on it. So now you have activated it. So when you click on explore report, you're seeing that new page. Okay, so that is basically what this will do for you. The next one we want to see now is we want to write our title. And for our title, we don't want the normal financial review, financial dashboard. We want something witty, something nice, something catchy, because I mean this is history data that we're just trying to summarize, right? So let us get something nice for it. So I'm just going to say echoes of 2021, because I mean 2021 is how many years back, so it is echoing. So that is why we're putting echoes of 2021. We want to see the financial chronicles, so that is what we're going to use. So I'm going to copy and paste this and I'm just going to push it up here. So now this is our data. We have echoes of 2021 financial chronicles, and there are also so many things you can use. You can use 2021 in hindsight, 2021 sales almanac. You can use rare review 2021. I'm just going to put a list of things for you that you can, a list of nice witty names that you can use. You can use 2021 sales time capsule. Just really nice, funny name. It's not anything so serious. It's just, all right. The next thing we want to do now is to go add our logo, and our company name is called Roads and Co. So we're just going to go bring in the logo in, and we're also going to bring in the arrows, the green arrow and the red arrow showing the upward trajectory and the downward trajectory of the sales product. Okay, so I'm going to do that because I already have a detailed video showing how to work with icons and how to create your own icons and logos. Okay, and that video will be showing up here right now, and it's also going to be in the description box below, so you should definitely check it out to see how to create all of these things by yourself. It's really nice. All right guys, this is about it. We have done every single thing we planned to do with this particular dashboard, and this is what it is given. This is what it does look like. So if you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also like the video so every other person sees this beautiful video and works on this dashboard. Okay, all right, thank you all for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.